Hello. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Greetings. My name is Imanshu Parihar and let's begin another important session of a fantastic interview experience. First time from this year's playlist for the interview experience. The name of the college is Goa Institute of Management, and this is another epic interview process that you will be witnessing with us. I have a candidate who has given for two programs consecutively. Now, the first one was a PGDM from the Goa Institute of Management, and the other one was PGDM in BDA, big data development, big data analytics. You must have heard about AI nowadays, hot word in the term. So many people of data analytics go through these kind of courses, and here we have the full interview experience of it. Pay attention. Welcome. Hello. I hope we are ready to grasp the knowledge of something very hot happening nowadays. That is how interviews are going on for you and how are all the interview experiences different from this one.
So the interview experience was different because it was taking for two of the subjects. One was PGDM program and second is big data analytics. So we have to be prepared for questions from any of them.
I think there was some change in the curriculum when you go for not only for MBA, not only for PGDM, but some specialization in that case as well. So if you are at all preparing for some international relations kind of PGDM, you're preparing for finance, you're preparing for marketing, be ready to face the specialized questions as well. So let's begin one by one. What do you think is the first thing that we should be ready with while preparing for Goa Institute of Management, especially for its interview round?
The very first thing is that you have to keep in mind that what you have written in the application form, because I have also experienced in previous interviews too that the very first question they ask is not introduce yourself. It is that tell us about yourself, what not in the application form.
So the first question was quite unprepared for many students because they have already consented them, giving them full interview of them in the application form. This question was also asked in cap rounds and many other interview experiences as well. Tell us something which you have not written in your application form. Exactly, save your best for the last. अपना वज्रास संभाल के रखिए students. There must be some good extra curriculum or co-curriculum that you have not even mentioned in the application form. Go for it, reveal it out. So did you manage it well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there must be a second question as well after it.
Yes, sir. The second question was tell us about your strengths and any two of the weaknesses.
Strengths and quite specifically two weaknesses numerically analyzed. Remember students, strengths हर कोई आंसर दे सकता है because praise, self praise में हम लोगों को सही words की जो requirement होती है मिल जाती है. The problem lies deep inside weaknesses, and he was asked two weaknesses. Remember to improvise your weakness, not telling them exact the answers. Suppose if I am introvert, don't tell them you're introvert. Let them don't get into your honesty, but some smart ideas of reserved nature. You can also ask for, sir, I have a problem of over enthusiasm. Now this is again not so much a big weakness, a kind of adjustable one, because enthusiasm is a must. You are just over enthusiastic, right? So did you handle this weakness and strength wala question as well?
Yes, sir.
Much precisely, what do you know can be the next question after this question?
The question can be from your strength, that to give some example to prove them.
So did they ask you as well about proving your strengths?
They didn't ask me to prove, but they asked me that in how many projects or activities you have taken or lead have.
It means you must have given them some leadership skill kind of stuff, and that's how they asked how many projects actually you have handled it. Remember students, if you are answering the strength in a skill form, be ready to give the proof of that skill. What was the next one?
The next one was that challenging story that prove that these qualities are in you by any example.
So prepare your stories in a brief and concise manner. Hopefully you will try to prove them in the best output possible with a STAR method: situation, task, actions, and result. Take this 4 lines of story and you will be rocking there. What would you think can be the best recalling for us? Next question, please.
The next question was about co-curricular activities, that what do you do in your free time?
So did you tell them almost more than 5 activities or just a few of them?
I didn't tell them activities to be exact. I told them about that some drama, some speech, and if any logical or reasoning question competition is going nearby, then I do participate in that.
Be relevant with your answers because they are actually searching for your IQ, your knowledge, your interests, which are productive enough for us. So you may say something which can be exciting or which can be at least a productive activity from your side. Some of our students have been found while preparing them for the interview rounds that they are good in collection of notes and coins. So I gave them the word numismatics, and they have in fact utilized in many of the interviews as an exciting feature of their pastime abilities. He is himself a numismatics as well, and that's how we can easily target some extra curriculum and co-curriculum. What was the next question, dear?
Then the panelist was switched. It was first the female panelist. Now the male panelist came into action, and he directly said me that you are from mechanical engineering background, so let's ask some fundamental questions.
So there were two panelist students, note them down. Both were almost youngsters. The second one was starting to ask for technical questions, and he already knew that he was a mechanical engineer and going into management field now. So he started asking some basic fundamental questions from mechanical field. What do you think was the first question?
The first question was to explain the term pitting.
The term pitting, and this must be a technical flavor for everyone who is preparing after your BTech, at least from a mechanical background. Did you handle the question well?
Yes, sir, because I have quite interest in manufacturing field.
What was the next one?
The next one was about what is tensile strength and what other strengths do we calculate for a material.
This is again a core question from the background. Next.
Next was that how many laws are there in thermodynamics and name any one of them.
Tell any one of them. So thermodynamics laws. Students, when we were small, we were asked the Newton's laws. The engineers are being asked thermodynamics laws. So if you are from science background, you must be knowing at least some good books of it, some good rules of it. Did you handle all the rules, answered them, or just one of them?
I first tell that there are 4, and then I gave them option that you can ask any one of them. I know all the answer.
Perfect enough. So did they ask all 4?
Yes, he first smiled and then say, okay, tell every.
Tell all of them. Fine. So what was the next proceeding after that?
The next was that what is the relationship between kinetic energy and potential energy.
How did this come up?
This come up because the first law is related to energy conservation itself.
So they can go into deep dive into your basic fundamental, so-called basic fundamental as well. Get ready. So the relationship between potential energy and kinetic energy can be a good use for you. Go through it. What was the next one?
The next question was that as I belong to technical field, how do I maintain or manage myself related to management also?
That's something unique. So students, if you're switching your fields, be ready to justify what motivated you, why and how is a big fact, but how itna important nahi hai jitna why. So he was asked, how do you get updated? How do you manage to stay updated with management fundas if you're already from engineering background? We would really like to listen. What did you answer?
I gave them example of my brother's marriage, which happened recently, that I managed that. And secondly, I told them about that my father is a businessman and I help in getting the client to handle, and secondly, in repairing some of the items.
Superb. So I hope he has prepared the answers quite thoughtfully over already, because all the answers belong to some regular life presented in a well elaborated form. So every wedding is an event management system. Every helping hand in a family business is again an apprenticeship and a training under somebody. And don't forget that these small things that you keep on doing in your daily life can be a good management funda for your future MBA graduation selection. What was the next thing that we can think of? Please tell us.
He asked me the role I play in my father's business.
So the role that he used to play while sitting on the in the business of father can be again a good task for your family business questions as well. Be ready. What was the next one?
The interview stopped here. They greeted me that it was nice meeting to you, and I greeted them as well, and it was over.
So Goa Institute of Management called in for all the questions and finally give them a good smile and ending with it. This is all from our side. We will be keeping you updated with more interviews possible. But remember, students, no interview is fixed, no interview is planned. We are just updating you so that you can be at least assured that whatever you thought this can be the question or that can be the question can be verified with actual experiences. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. See you soon.